What is up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle video. Today, we're going to be talking about team building as a whole. A lot of people love to actually just give you teams based on what units, what characters, what cards you have, but they don't actually like to talk about how you can make your own teams and how they can be actually really good based off of just a few simple attributes, and they're very easy for everyone to go ahead and look for. So it's something that I want to go over pretty in depth in this video. Also, we're going to be doing some multi-summons on the Extreme Type Dokkan Festival banner. I'm looking for Buhan and I'm looking for Super Janemba. So we're going to be searching for them, and hopefully we're going to get them with our 3 multi-summons today. I'm not holding my breath, but dupes would be fine for the main team anyways. So, I mean, you really can't lose on this banner. Let's get right into it. Alright, so first off, we're going to be doing 3 multi-summons, and we'll end it off with a single summon everyone can do together. But we're going to do, let's see, 3 pods right there. We're going to see a rainbow. It's going to be instant. Okay, we got to buy guys right off the bat. That is fantastic. I love it. Bye, guys. Thank you very much. Fantastic stuff. Super hyped. Okay, first off, we have got Future 18. Not exactly excited about that one. Okay, and we've... Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's just get to the good part, okay? Let's get to the good part here, because this is utter garbage, all right? Oh, wow, look at that. Second form Frieza. Okay, and we got another 17, and we've got a Vegeta, and we've got a Mercenary Tao, and we've got a Guldo. Look at that Guldo. Beautiful thing right there. We're going to see another first form Frieza. Come on, give me some. Okay, Bojack. I'm not exactly excited about Bojack. We don't have him yet. Full power Bojack SSR. I mean, AGL 1. Anyways, lowering defense is fine, but I've got definitely quite a few better units that can do the job a lot better than that. We actually just got an Omega Shenron last night. I just kind of YOLO'd a multi-summon because I was just feeling pretty bad, and so I was kind of feeling down, guys, so I was like, you know what, let's just do a multi-summon. I've got a lot of stones right now, so we might as well. That's gonna be, well, first off, we've got Instant Super Saiyan. We got a Hercule on the right there. That's going to be Super Saiyan 2. Not Super Saiyan 3 there, but I think we still have pretty good odds here. Pretty good odds. We're going to grab yet another 18. And then... Birder. We got Birder. Okay, we got Nappa. And then we've got another Shenron. That's not the Shenron we really want. We've got a 16 right here. I like 16's design a lot. I wish that he got some more love as far as making some really solid cards with him. I do like the Super Strike 16 rather. I think I said 17. Frieza first form. We got a Frost. We've got another Frieza first form. We've got, oh my god, baby. Really? You're gonna give me a baby? Really? Got another Cell. First form Cell. That one's rough. We'll go for one more multi-summon, guys. I'm really hoping we can pull Buhan or Janemba. That would just be awesome. It's going to be 3, 4, 5 pods. Wow, we got 5 pods. Not instant Super Saiyan, so... But at least we're Super Saiyan. We got 1, 2. Come on, give me the 3. Nope. Okay, so not even a guaranteed SSR here, but a lot of pods. I mean, that's a good chance. We're going to grab a Majin Buu Gotenks. Got another Guldo there. Guldo. Oh, yeah. Guldo. Second form Frieza. Gonna grab another Nappa. So many Nappas, so many Friezas. Dr. Gero, I don't have that one yet. Mercenary Tao, get out of here. Freaking Zanya, no. Guldo, no. Give me something good, man. No. Oh, Korra, really? You're gonna end it off like that? Game. What are you doing? Okay, I promised we'd do one multi-summon, or one single summon. We'll do one single summon together, guys. That's gonna be, wow, 4 pods right off the bat. We've got not Super Saiyan. Well, this can't be good at all. There's no way, unless we get a buy guys right now, but it's not even close to guaranteed. It's gonna be a rare. It's gonna be another Shenron. Oh boy. Instant regret. I'm gonna probably be saving until the Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta and Goku come out. I guess in like July for the 2nd anniversary. Probably what you guys would want to save for as well, unless you're actually like building a decent team and you're spending money on Dragon Stones. But if you're not spending any money, if you're going free to play, I would recommend waiting right now. God, that was just bad. That was so bad. All right, guys, so really quickly, let's go ahead and talk about team building. Now, Team building is a very advanced concept in this game, much more advanced than most other games where you're going to be building a full team of something. So it's definitely important to understand exactly how it works and how certain cards are going to synergize with each other, and why you might want to put certain unoptimal, and I say this with air quotes, cards on teams where there might seem to be better options as far as just their pure attack is going to be concerned, or pure defense is going to be concerned. But because of links, you might actually consider something else over it. So basically, guys, when you're building a team, you're going to have one standard thing across the entire team. And now, when you start out, that's not going to be necessarily as realistic as when you start building out your entire collection and have a lot of options as far as putting different characters on your different teams. But like right now, for example, on my team, I'm actually running a mono extreme team. Now, this basically means a mono villain team. And the only reason I'm able to do that is because of Goku Black Super Saiyan Rose. So, the leader skill, if you guys can see right down here, is Extreme Type Ki +2 and HP Attack and Defense plus 40%. Now, this goes up when I Dokkan Awaken him, but I haven't gotten that yet. And it's still pretty good and makes for a fantastic leader when you have the sheer amount of extreme characters that I have. The only way to actually see if a given character is going to be an extreme or super type is either A, you can look up the character and it'll tell you point blank on the page what it's going to be when you Z Awaken it and Dokkan Awaken it. But you can also check just by doing it yourself and then going to the top left corner here, you're going to see that Legendary Super Saiyan Broly, for example, is an extreme Phi type as opposed to just a Phi type when you go ahead and pull him from summons. And as time moves on, Mono Super and Mono Extreme teams are going to be more and more relevant in the meta. We got Merge Zamasu coming out very, very shortly, or maybe if you're watching this later on, a couple months from now or a couple weeks from now even, it might already actually be out. And that's going to be giving an even bigger buff to the stats of extreme type characters at the expense of one key for the leader skill. So usually you're going to be wanting to run, instead of 2 Super Saiyan Roses, you're going to run a Merge Zamasu as your friend or as your leader, and then the whatever the other one is as your friend. So it's definitely a fantastic option as far as just pulling for certain characters, certain cards right now. But there's also super teams, and I don't have Vegito Blue to show you that. But basically, Vegito Blue is the counterpart as far as the super type, mono super type team is concerned. And it works a lot in a similar way. Obviously, you're going to have some of the gods, and I say the mono type gods with air quotes because they get outclassed eventually when more units start to get released. But basically, the current mono type gods, some of them fall on one side and some of them fall on the other, and the super gods you're going to actually be putting on that mono super team as well. Now, when I say mono type gods, I know a lot of you guys probably don't know what I'm talking about, so I'll just sort of explain that as well. For example, you're going to see that if we go to Legendary Super Saiyan Broly, it's an extreme Phi type, but the main thing here is that it's a Phi type, because if you look at its leader skill, it's Phi type Ki +3, HP Attack and Defense plus 70%. So that's a very significant buff. It's a little bit more than when I pulled him because I Dokkan Awakened him, and that increases the power of his leader skill. But it's a really fantastic thing to go ahead and throw him on a team as a leader if you have 5 other awesome mono Phi type characters that you can throw on with him. Likewise, I have Omega Shenron, which is the strength type god leader, and he has the same type of skill, except I have not Dokkan Awakened him yet. I haven't actually been able to beat his event, so that's something we're going to do another day. But basically, he has strength type Ki +2, HP Attack and Defense plus 50%, and that'll go to Ki +3 and HP Attack and Defense plus 70% when I Dokkan Awaken him. So he works a lot of the same way, just for a different type. Finally, the last one that I have, because I don't have the Int type and I don't have the Tech type one, which are Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. For those of you that don't know, people call him God Tanks. He's the Tech type one that you want to keep an eye out for. And Majin Buu Ultimate Gohan is going to be the one you're going to want to keep an eye out for as far as Int type is concerned. But Super Vegito is the AGL type. He's a super AGL type character. Absolutely amazing character, I might add. With the dupe system, the hidden potential system, which is something we'll talk about in a future episode. He's just an absolute monster, really. He has a specific passive skill, which is again something we'll talk about later, that makes him ridiculously powerful. So first off, normal attacks are going to do 70% less damage to him. This increases when you Dokkan Awaken him, and you'll actually have a counter move that does enormous damage when the attack finishes from your opponent. So basically, you just set him in front of a whole bunch of attacks, and you just do tons of damage to whatever you're countering. Obviously, he also gives the AGL type key +2, HP attack and defense +50%. Honestly, I'd say Mono AGL is going to be one of the most powerful teams once they get a proper Mono leader that's going to be the God leader above the normal God leaders. I think people call them Neo God leaders at this point because they give 120% extra stats and the same key amount, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And that's a ridiculous thing, and basically that's just the Japanese meta, so we're not going to talk about that. But basically, that's out there, and it's possible, and it's coming in the future to the global version of the game, so it's something to just think about when you're sort of pulling for certain characters and making certain teams. It's important to note that you don't necessarily need to have full Mono Extreme or Mono Super on a Mono type team. So for example, on a Mono Phi team, I could run other things. I could run, for example, again, this Super Saiyan God SS Goku, and he would benefit from all of those fantastic buffs that Broly can give, but he's a super type and not an extreme type. The links might not be there, which is the next topic we're going into, but it's definitely going to be there as far as the buffs are concerned. So let's just say now you have a full collection of characters and you don't know exactly what team you're going to make, but you can make a lot of different teams and you want to know how to prioritize certain characters above each other. Well, I'd like to explain that a little more as well. See, if you click the touch button right here at the bottom of a given character, it's going to slide up a screen with a bunch of other statistics on it. So for example, we've got like the key meter, we've got the hidden potential skill system, we've got link skills. Now, this is something a lot of people just seem to ignore completely. They just want whatever character they like the best to use, and they just throw them all on a team, and that's usually good enough to clear whatever they want to clear. But to make an optimal best team, you're going to need to take into account link skills. Now, this is a little bit more complicated, but not too complicated, and I'll just sort of explain this real quick for you guys. Also, before we get into link skills, I just want to mention that passive skills are something that you should definitely take into account when making a team. A lot of times, they'll buff the rest of your characters. So, for example, I have Kid Buu, Extreme Phi type, Symbol of Death. If you go down here to his passive skill, attack and defense plus 30% for all allies when HP is 80% or above. So it's a buff to the rest of your characters. So for example, if you want to make something hit a lot harder or just a little bit harder, you might want to take advantage of some support characters that are going to either reduce the attack and defense of your opponent, or they're going to buff your characters just straight up and make them more powerful. But moving back into link skills, so every single one, if you click on it, is going to have a little attribute right here. So like, for example, Hardened Grudge right now, you see key +1 for the linkable characters. So if you link any of these characters, any of the ones in this particular list of characters here, to the character that we're clicking on right now, so in this case, Legendary Super Saiyan Broly, then it's going to get +1 key. Now, in this case, this isn't a super crazy thing to do. This isn't something that you're going to be doing very often. Most of these characters you would not be using on the same team, so it's probably not something we really need to take into account. However, you move on to Saiyan Warrior Race, attack +700. So that's okay. It's not a crazy buff, but it's good to have little buffs here and there because they all really add up, especially when you start adding on certain percentages that you're going to increase damage by. I mean, it really can add up pretty fast. So scrolling down, there are a whole lot of Saiyan Warrior Race characters that are in this game. So you're probably going to be looking, if you're making a Mono Phi team, for example, in this case, for the Phi type characters that you have. And if a lot of them don't line up with a particular link that isn't very good, like the Saiyan Warrior Race one, then that's not really that big of a deal. But there are some other ones that you really want to pay attention to and make sure that most of your characters have, unless they're supporting your team in other ways. So we go down to Super Saiyan, attack +10%. Now that's actually pretty significant. So we'll scroll down here. We see a whole bunch of characters also have the Super Saiyan link. So this is pretty good. This is honestly a pretty good link that you want to make sure that if you can take advantage of it, then you will be taking advantage of it. The Saiyan lineage, key +1. Again, all of these key links are great because they add up pretty quick. So you can end up, for example, like I have Meta Rildo and Omega Shenron that link pretty often. They both have GT. That's key +2, I believe. I mean, that alone makes it so they end up supering right off the bat very, very easily when maybe my whole field of key is not good enough for them to super otherwise. So just little links like that where they have an ideal partner in mind with your team are just fantastic. Now, in the case of Broly, you're going to see that there are some notable link skills that are missing from him, namely Big Bad Bosses and Fear and Faith. So Both of those are extremely powerful and are probably going to be very integral to your mono extreme team. But a lot of characters that should have certain link skills don't have them, and Broly is definitely one of them that probably should have both of those but don't have them. So in the absence of it, we're going to see Berserker attack plus 20% when HP is 50% or below. Usually you're going to be just hovering around that. If you have a really good mono extreme team, it's going to be just totally debuffing the opponent to the point they're going to be doing only less than 100 damage to you every single turn. And a lot of times that's going to be possible at the beginning of certain phases of bosses. You're going to get hit pretty hard, but it's somewhat realistic to make it so you have less than 50% HP to trigger the Berserker link skill. And honestly, looking through it, there aren't a ton of them that it's going to link with super well. I mean, really not that many at all, but eventually that will get added to, just like most other link skills, so it's something to keep in mind for the future. Just to throw it out there, there are actually some characters, like Full Power Frieza specifically is the one that comes to mind, where they've become somewhat irrelevant because they don't hit very hard with teams that are currently out, and then certain characters come out that pair with them almost perfectly, and then suddenly they're extremely useful again, and they hit extremely hard because of the buffs that they get. So let's go to Full Power Frieza, which is a little bit more ideal as far as its link set is concerned. First off, we've got Nightmare, and Nightmare has quite a few of the best characters that you can actually have on a mono extreme team. For example, we've got Super Janemba, which is a shoe-in for the mono extreme team, one of the best ones you can get. Meta Rildo is fantastic on it if you don't have a fully optimal mono extreme team. You got LR Android 17 and 18, which are great. You got Goku Black, which is on the optimal team. You got Super Saiyan Rose Goku Black, which is on the optimal team as the leader. I mean, it really buffs quite a few of them, and it's a 10% attack buff, so that's pretty significant. You got Strongest Clan in Space, which I believe, please correct me if I'm wrong, JP players, but I believe that Final Form Cooler actually does have the Strongest Clan in Space link skill when he actually drops, so that's going to be significant as well. It's a very, very great buff there, +2 key. I mean, that's awesome. You got Big Bad Bosses, which is extremely important as well, absolutely integral to the mono extreme team. Attack and defense, +25% when HP is 80% or below. So we're going through this list. I mean, you guys are going to see a lot of fantastic stuff. Super Janemba, you got Kid Buu, you got obviously Full Power Frieza. Scrolling down, you got Symbol of Death Kid Buu. You got, again, Full Power Frieza. I mean, you scroll down the list. Super Janemba, again. We got Meta Rildo, Super Baby Sin Shenron, Omega Shenron there. Ultimate Gohan Majin Buu. I mean, you just keep scrolling down this list and you get pretty much every single thing on a mono extreme team. It's a fantastic, fantastic link skill. And I definitely, again, recommend that you guys keep an eye out for stuff that actually has it. Finally, Over in a Flash. Now, Over in a Flash has a few less links, and you're probably not always going to be able to link with it, but it's something that you want to keep an eye out for because key +3 is, again, extremely invaluable. But yeah, guys, honestly, there's not a whole lot else to talk about. You just want to find all of those link skills that are going to be present on each and every character, and then you want to sort of correlate them. So, for example, we run over to Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Goku, and you see that not many of them are going to line up, so you would not want to put that on an extreme team. There's obvious reasons you wouldn't want to put it on it anyways, but the link skills don't line up, so that totally rules it out completely from being put on that team. A lot of times events and everything are going to give certain link skills to certain characters as well, so keep an eye out for those because they can be pretty good. Again, we'll go back to the same example from before. We have Resurrection F, 700 extra attack. So again, not amazing, but not bad either. So hopefully that explains team building to you guys a little bit. If you have any questions or anything else you'd like me to cover in the future, please drop me a comment below. I'd love to hear it. And until the next one, guys, peace.